Welcome to our show today from Branson, Missouri, here on Bot Radio Network. Hi, friend. I'm Byron Tyler, along with my brand new co-host, as we bring you these shows from Branson, Pam Yancey, who's the president of the Branson Chamber. This is show number 2, Pam, that we're kicking off here in Branson. What a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day, and are we having fun or what?
We are having so much fun, right? Elvis is in the house.
I know.
That's right.
It's funny, I saw you walking through the front door when I was outside, and I walked in and I said, Elvis is in the building.
That's right. I saw you walk by and I was like, she's got to be a president. She's got to be a president.
Well, we've got Ryan Pelton, and he's with Legends in Concert, and he is the mainstay Elvis. Ryan, it's good to have you here on Bot Radio Network.
Well, thank you very much, Brian. It's good to be here. I really enjoy this, and being in Branson is been a dream come true. I've been here now for 7 years. I've been with Legends in Concert for over 20 years, but 7 years here, and it's been really awesome.
So what intrigued you most about doing Elvis?
Absolutely nothing, honestly, and that's what's kind of funny about this. A lot of people get into this business because they want to. It picked me. I didn't pick it. I literally, all my life, people had said I looked like Elvis from the time I was like 12, 13 years old. I went into the Marine Corps out of high school. They shave your head bald at Parris Island for boot camp, 13 and a half weeks. I still got called Elvis with a bald head. Long story short, I was out of college. My mom faxed me at home an entry form to enter a contest, and she wrote, "I dare you to do this." And I did it as a joke. I did it as a joke, and I ended up winning this contest.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I've got video of it. It's so funny. The local news was there. There was over 50,000 people because it was connected to this big outdoor summer festival. Right. For the finals, there's 50,000 people on the lawn. And there's video of me looking at my hand because I had to write the lyrics on my hand because I didn't know the songs. I knew nothing about Elvis. So it literally picked me, but amazingly enough, I won that contest. And then a week later, I was performing in Philadelphia, and it just took off.
Of course, growing up in Memphis for me, tons of Elvis stories, Elvis sightings, friends that went to school with Elvis and remember Elvis, I used to work with Sam Phillips, who was the first to record Elvis at Sun's studio there at his radio station in Memphis, so got some great memories. Worked with George Klein, who was one of Elvis's best friends. They went to Humes High together. So let's talk about the show. It's all about Elvis.
Well, it's not all about Elvis.
Well, when you're on stage, it is, though.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you what. It's kind of interesting with Legends in Concert ever since the mid-'80s when the show opened up in Las Vegas. Elvis has always been a part of the show. And I think to a degree, rightfully so, whenever you consider that, he's the king of rock and roll. And we're recreating these musical acts from, the legendary musical acts from decades past. So it's nice to have an Elvis in there, but we've got other amazing entertainers in the show as well.
Yeah. What I like about this show, Pam, when you go to Legends, it's not just about people impersonating somebody. These are true entertainers, They are singing and doing an incredible job.
They're the whole package.
The beauty of Legends in Concert, and something that is kind of a nuanced thing that you don't necessarily know until you've been in it for a bit. I can go to Memphis, Tennessee during Elvis Week and perform, and it's easy because there's Elvis fans. The thing with Legends in Concert is you get a mixed bag of people who, some of which love Elvis, some of which love country music, some like 80s rock, but they don't necessarily love all the different acts or whatnot. So your job as an entertainer is, how do I, as Elvis Presley on stage, create an environment that someone who's not an Elvis fan still has fun and is entertained? And that is an awesome aspect of what I do because that creates the challenge. Every show, every audience is different. And we do a thing, it's called Juke, where people can literally vote with their phones. They scan a QR code and they can vote for songs that they want me to sing. And we have a list of them. One of the songs is How Great Thou Art. Almost every show we're singing How Great Thou Art.
Yeah. Out of all of the Elvis songs you do, what do you enjoy most?
It's a very interesting aspect to this that, you have the upbeat songs, the movers, the shakers, the suspicious minds, and the polk salad Annies, which are great from maybe a visual standpoint, but I really enjoy the songs that Elvis connected to on an emotional level, such as the gospel, but even more so like the ballads. When he sang In the Ghetto, he was meaning what he was saying. Yeah. And so to try to translate that, and it's a fun and challenging thing to be fresh every show and understand that the audience, this is the only time they are seeing you. You might have done this song 5,000 times, but you need to bring it fresh and keep it in the vein of how Elvis sang it, because he meant what he said.
He did, and he really had to be in the mood, too. There's a story that Elvis was cutting his Christmas album in one of the Memphis studios. It was in July. It was hot. Memphis, like probably Branson in summer, you get those hot, muggy, humid days.
Sure.
It was one of those days, and he just couldn't get in the mood to cut these tracks. Well, they said, Elvis, go take a break, and they decorated the studio with Christmas trees and lights and turned the temperature way down. And then a couple hours later, Elvis came back and was able to cut that, you know. He had to be in the mood, too. There was a feeling toward his music, right?
Absolutely. And if you feel what you're singing, it makes a big difference. We're not robots out there. You need to be connected to what you're doing.
What do you like about Branson?
I love the fact that my wife likes it. My wife has been an entertainer. We met at Legends in Concert. She was the lead singer dancer in the Las Vegas show. We met 20-some years ago. And she has been an entertainer for years, a singer. She had a lot of friends from the business that were in Branson. So when the opportunity came, we had been on the road. We were doing 280 days a year on the road. The opportunity to come back to Legends and sleep in your own bed every night was awesome. So we got a good support cast of friends and whatnot. So that's kind of what drew us here.
So when you're hanging out, not at Legend, not on stage, not entertaining, what do you like to do in Branson?
Well, I have my own podcast, and that literally takes up most of my time. If I'm not working on my podcast, I golf. So it's about hanging out with the wife, golfing, podcast, or Legends in Concert.
So tell us about the podcast. What are you doing on the podcast?
It's called The Ryan Files, and we get into all kinds of stuff. Everything, we could say everything from Elvis to aliens. So we talk a lot.
Wide range.
That's a wide range.
I got a great friend who's in town actually performing down at Thunder Ridge tonight with Chris Jansen, rather. And my original band, when I lived in Nashville, I had a band. 3 of the members of that original band are now Chris Jansen, country music artist, in his band. So I interviewed him for this week, and I'm going to go down as soon as we're done and hang out with the boys.
Oh, that's great. Pam, what do you like about Legends?
I love the variety and just the quality of talent that they have on there. And I'm sorry, you keep saying 20 years you've been, with Legends. I was like, were you a teenage Elvis when you started?
God bless you.
You're
very sweet.
But, I think just the variety, just the quality of talent and the thought that goes into the production. They don't leave any stone unturned. I mean, it's authentic but it's genuine. And like we were talking earlier, it's like, but you put your spin on it. You make it that's your role, right? It's honoring Elvis, but you got to put some of you into that too, right?
Yep, absolutely. And part of that is because, like I said before, not everyone is an Elvis fan. So you got to figure out a way. I mean, if you just go up there and be a robot of, recreating the exact performance that he did in Aloha from Hawaii, that's like watching paint dry, know? Yeah. He was very interactive. And that's what that's why people were drawn to him, because he was in the moment, and every show, every moment was different. And it was real. So you have to have that. And that really, literally is the reason why every show is different.
And what about that responsibility? That so many that grew up with Elvis remembers going to early concerts as a teenager, possibly, him handing a scarf off the stage. Now they're grown, and they're coming here to Branson to see you to perform Elvis.
I hear it every day.
Yeah.
I saw Elvis back in, 72, and or I got a kiss, or I touched him, or there's 2 ways to look at it. You can either look at it as a burden, or you can look at it as an awesome responsibility. These people are not Ryan Pelton fans; they're Elvis Presley fans, and you have a responsibility to carry that weight if you're going to do this and do it in the right way.
How do we get tickets at Legends?
Well, you call the box office. If I knew the number, I'd tell you right now. But I'll tell you what's really exciting about Legends this year, that we're doing something different that we've never done before. We are bringing in bigger acts. We're bringing in the Beatles. Now, it's not easy to bring in a group of 4 guys, and have them as an act in the show. We're bringing in the Beatles. And I mean, the Beatles are as legendary, you might say, as Elvis Presley and the Blues Brothers and whatnot. We've got some really cool things that we're doing out of the pocket this year. We got Johnny Cash, the Man in Black show, coming in starting June 2nd, and it's going to be spot dates, but It's an amazing award-winning show that travels all over the world. I mean, we've got the Judds coming in. It's a brand new act, never happened at Legends in Concert. And just so many cool things this year that we're doing different to up the level of entertainment at Legends in Concert. So it's just awesome.
Do you know the website?
Well, legendsinconcert.com is the site for all of Legends in Concert.
Yeah.
You can get a hold of us through Facebook, facebook.com/legendsbranson, I believe it is. And you can definitely just Google Legends in Concert, and it comes up. So
thanks so much, Elvis. Ryan Pelton is with us from Legends. Thanks so much.
Appreciate y'all.